Hi guys, my name's Bex and welcome to my channel, and I know I'm a little delayed on my October and November wrap-ups, but today I'm going to be bringing them to you in a collaborative style, and because there is a few books, I will be bringing them to you rapidly and not making this video go on for 20 years. So I hope you enjoy, and let's dive straight into the October and November rapid wrap-up. Alrighty guys, well first off I'll start with the books that I read in October and then move on to the books I read in November. I read 5 books in October and I read 3 books in November. Ultimately, they were a good set of books, so I'm really excited, and let's just start off. The first book I read in October was This Is Where It Ends by Marieke Nijkamp, and this story is about a school shooting in America. It is based in a town called Opportunity, and it spans over a 45-minute period over 4 perspectives. This book was really eye-opening for me. I don't normally dive into contemporary too much, especially not as real as this contemporary is, but I felt with all the shootings that have been over America at the moment, I thought I should give this one a crack. And this book was written really nicely. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It wasn't my favorite read, and there were many reasons for that. One is I really wanted the perspective for the shooter, which I was a little bit disappointed about, and just some of the details were a bit vague. But other than that, I did enjoy the read. It was definitely interesting and not my sort of style, but it was a good written book and really eye-opening. And that cover is just fantastic. I just love the chalk and oh, beautiful. The second book I read in October was Hollow City, which is the second book of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, and I really enjoyed this one. I did not enjoy it as much as I did Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I only gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars, and I can't give you too much detail because it follows straight on from the first book, but I did enjoy it. I love meeting all the characters. I love when the characters come back together and get to see
new characters' peculiarities, I can't say the word, shit.
And I love to see the new characters' gifts. I did enjoy this book. I'm excited to finish it off with Library of Souls, but this one just didn't keep me as captivated as the first book. Overall though, Ransom's writing is beautiful, and I definitely recommend this trilogy to everybody. The next book I attempted to read within October was With Malice by Eileen Cook, and unfortunately this one I had to DNF. I DNF'd this book at page 174, which is about 50% of the way through. This book just didn't interest me in the way I thought it was. The premise of this book is absolutely amazing. It's about 2 teenagers that head overseas, and then the main character Jill wakes up in a hospital 6 weeks later, not remembering anything that had happened, and basically finding out that her best friend Simone was killed. So it's her trying to piece together what actually happened, and the media and whatnot are saying that she killed Simone, but she doesn't believe it. There was a lot more teenage bullshit in this book than I thought. I didn't love that. I'm obviously quite a few years out of high school. The main character wasn't very likable. None of the characters were very likable, and I couldn't get past that mark. I kept reading and I tried to push through because I actually don't DNF books. This is my first DNF, but the longer I read it, the more angry I got. So yeah, writing's good. I like there's little snippets of like transcripts and stuff in it, which is cool, but I couldn't get into it. It's just not for me. The next book I read is Caravelle by Stephanie Garber, and I do not have a copy of this book because I was provided an ARC via NetGalley from Hachette Australia, which I was really excited about. So that's the cover, and it's absolutely beautiful. Caravelle, what can I say about Caravelle? It was absolutely amazing. I gave Caravelle a 5 out of 5 stars. It was very The Night Circus-esque. It's about a girl named Scarlett and a girl named Teller who have been wanting to go to this once-a-year performance of Caravelle, and they've been wanting to go since they were young, and finally their invite from legend, the Caravelle master, has arrived, and they head off on an adventure, and basically they get swept up in all that is Caravelle. It's based around a carnival where the audience participates, and it's such an exciting book, and I don't think my wrap-up is going to do it justice on how good it actually was. I definitely recommend this one. This is on my most highly anticipated books of 2017, and it releases January 31st, 2017, and it's fantastic. It has magic, mystery, intrigue, deception, romance, and it's all melded perfectly, and Stephanie writes just so beautifully. So I definitely recommend picking up Caravelle when it releases next year. The final book I read in October is Gemena by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and this is book 2 in the Illuminae files, and it is freaking fantastic. Now, I gave Gemena a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I gave it a little bit less than Illuminae, and there aren't many reasons for that. It was just because when I read Illuminae, I think I was swept up in that first time read of a book of this style, obviously because it's told in like multimedia, and I just was enthralled and could not find a fault with this one. It didn't pack as hard of a punch, and I think that's because from the first book, you don't believe what Amy and Jay say now. So in the moments in Illuminae where I was just bawling because I was in so much shock, it didn't have the same impact because I was like, I'm not going to be fooled by you this time. Now, my concern about this book was that we are following different characters from the Illuminae files. So the first book in the Illuminae series, we followed Ezra and Caddy, and this book follows Hannah and Nick, and I definitely wasn't disappointed. It was fantastic. The characters were kick-ass. I didn't think anyone could get more badass than Caddy, but Hannah definitely did. She was like a ninja warrior freaking princess, and I just loved their dynamic, and it was really good. What this book didn't have that Illuminae had, I guess, was the characters all made friends separately in Illuminae, whereas in Gemena, it was like 2 main characters that we followed and maybe 2 side characters, but that was about it. I still love this book. I still recommend it to anybody. I love that it's written in multimedia. It seems that you're able to smash this book out in such a small amount of time. I read this in one day. I read Illuminae in one day. Yeah, really good. Love it. Love it. Now we're moving on to the books I read in November, and the first book that I read was actually a comic book, and I read Ms. Marvel Volume 1 No Normal by G. Willow Wilson, and this is my first experience at a comic book, and I absolutely loved it. It was very small, the artwork was really cool. I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I'm definitely going to continue on with the series. I've heard that this one just sets it up and it only gets better and better from here. I really enjoyed the character. I love the diversity shown in this book. Our main character, Kamala, is a Pakistani American Muslim, and it's absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed it. I'm going to continue with this story. I know my rating kind of a bit low, but I still enjoyed it, and I think this series is just going to get better. Yeah. The next book I read in November was Heartless by Marissa Meyer, and I received this as an ARC from Pan Macmillan. I also received it in my YA Chronicles box in paperback and my Our Crate box in the beautiful exclusive edition hardcover. So I thank everybody for bringing this to me 3 times. It's really good. I love it. I gave this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and this is my first experience reading Marissa Meyer's work, and I absolutely love it. I'm definitely going to have to pick up the Lunar Chronicle. This is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland following the wonderful villain, the Queen of Hearts, basically before she was evil, and that's what's so exciting about this. You know where she ends up, so basically this is getting her there. And the detail that Marissa went into to making this book is absolutely fantastic. It was, you could see the relation from Alice in Wonderland that went straight into Heartless, and I really appreciated the links. This book has everything you would want. It has monsters, it has magic, it has decadent pastries that literally will leave you mouth-watering, so I definitely recommend this to anyone, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I did. Last book I read in November is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, and this book was fantastic. Not only is the cover beautiful, I absolutely love this story. I was lucky enough to receive this book from Penguin Random House via NetGalley through an ARC, and I'm so excited to have actually a physical copy as well. The Sun Is Also a Star is a beautiful light read featuring diversity, immigration, and a love story that just tugs on all the heartstrings. I really enjoy Nicola's writing. I enjoyed everything, and I absolutely love this one too. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I definitely recommend this to anyone who likes just a light, fun contemporary, and it did deal with some hard-hitting issues like illegal immigration. It basically follows the perspectives of Natasha and Daniel. Natasha, who is about to get deported, and Daniel, who is basically rebelling against his parents and not wanting to be a doctor like they want, because they are also immigrants from South Korea. So yeah, and they're past the line. There also is a third perspective in this book, which is the universe's perspective, and it provided so much more depth to the story than I thought it would. You basically see the background characters and how their interaction with the main characters affects their lives as well, which was really interesting to read. There was some things I did not enjoy in this story, and one of them was the parents on both sides. I didn't like them, and I feel like it was coming from reading Heartless as well, where the parents were very forceful in, no, you can't do that, and they did the same in this one, and it was a bit too much for me. I was just like, nah, back off. Let your kids do what they want. And it was just, yeah. But I just got a little bit overwhelmed, probably coming from a story that was very similar parental force, I guess. But what I really did love about this story was the undertones that were beautifully weaved throughout the story. I guess it explored the notion that everybody's is suffering an internal battle, that a hello can change someone's day, and that was really beautiful. I definitely recommend to pick this one up. This released in November, and if you have not got your hands on it already, you definitely should. Well, that is it for me today, guys. That was my rapid wrap-up. I hope I did it rapidly for you guys. If not, sorry. Can't do much about that. I enjoyed all of my reads. It's disappointing that I had my first DNF, but talk to me down in the comments and let me know what you thought of these books, if you have read any of them, or if you are planning on reading any of them. Please like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you would like to see more and have not already, and I will catch you next time in a new video. Bye guys!